That's very funny. Joe Biden did that with Big Mike. They played gay chicken every day. She'd say, Joe, this is a chocolate cone. He would go, whoa. This is you've got it. Are you a white snake, a black snake? Michelle Obama has a giant black.
Today on Podcast Crazy, we're going to be looking at one of the funniest Kill Tony episodes of recent times. And by funny, we mean laughing hard at a convicted criminal and sex offender. But don't worry, they're also the President of the United States. Shane Gillis' impersonation of Trump was a comedy sensation, a real career turnaround from when he was fired from SNL after only a few days because of an anti-Asian slur on his podcast went viral. Gillis apologized, but expressed in interviews that he intended to continue making shocking or taboo jokes. And here's the proof.
Joe, you could do nothing to me. I would hurt you severely, and everyone here knows it. I would beat Joe's ass so badly, frankly. Trader Joe, that's what we call this guy. He's sold out this country.
3 times you got married.
Honestly, that's not that bad.
Your chin and your neck are one.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of women like that. There's good people on both sides of this, and we need to get to the bottom of this. And you sided with your mother like a gay guy. If my father treated my mother like I would side with him like a real man. Joe, you've never visited the Midwest. Everyone knows it. Illinois loves Donald Trump.
That is.
I wish I had a joke there, but I'm getting into character too much. Michelle Obama has a giant black.
There you go. It's safe to say Gillis, as Trump, wasn't too worried about upsetting the gay community. Mind you, if Trump really was a friend of gays, one of them would have fixed his hair. It's actually a fact that in the Bible, some hairstyles are forbidden. We are guessing they might include the comb-over, the mullet, and the wig, or if you're Trump, all 3 at once. Kill Tony usually uploads who their guests are on the day it will air, but the latest episode was labeled top secret with the outline of Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Before the show went live, the comment section speculated that Adam Ray would be Biden, but no one expected Shane to actually play Trump. What makes this episode so great is that he got so deep into character that he said some things that would undoubtedly get you cancelled. But because he's playing Trump, he gets away with saying the worst things possible, just like Trump does in real life. Here he is talking about Mexicans.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
But the point is, it's all about context. Be a racist or homophobe in the real world? Not good. Be a racist or homophobe while impersonating the president? Well, that's why most of Texas probably voted for him. Not bad for a self-titled stable genius. I'm sure he wants the word humble carved into his statue when he dies. I don't even think this episode was supposed to air until after a few weeks. But in light of Trump losing part of his ear in an assassination attempt, Tony and Red Band wisely chose to air this episode early. How did that guy even miss? Look at the size of his head. Also, nowhere in nature does neon skin tone act as camouflage. As we mentioned, if you follow Shane, then you know he's still got PTSD from being fired from SNL for saying things that mainstream media didn't find acceptable. The problem for modern comedy is people have lost their sense of context. They take things as literal, and comedians like Shane end up on a leash. So it's great to see here that the chains may now finally be falling. If we all start to presume that people are not yet as dumb as imagined and make sure that we are not so cowardly as to run from ideas for fear of derision, then comedy becomes more exciting. It's then that live stand-up becomes a place where we can shun censorship and take risks. The problem is some people are just dumb and slower than a speech by Joe Biden. The show started off with Adam Ray as Biden, but after Casey Rocket performed, Trump was introduced. Shane was great, but Adam Ray was just as good. He made Shane break character right away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real President of the United States is here. Oh my God, wait, what are you guys? This is an unbelievable moment. Oh, you do not look good, Joe Biden. Sit down, sit down.
Here, Shane sets the tone. Heidi is the girl who brings drinks out to the guests. In the past, when Shane was on Kill Tony, he's always been respectful. But because it was Trump, he let the crowd know exactly how he felt about Heidi, stopping just short of grabbing her in a place where nobody should ever be grabbed without consent.
Heidi, everybody.
Oh, hey.
What a great lady. I talked to her backstage, and wonderful woman. The tits are real. Excuse me. A lot of people are saying her tits are fake. They're not fake. I touched them, and great tits, wonderful tits, American tits, and that's the thing that we've lost under this administration. Where are the American tits anymore? 4 years ago, there were American tits. Now there's no American tits. Mexican tits. Mexican tits are streaming up the border, and no one's stopping it. Fentanyl tits. Fentanyl.
Okay.
One shock and you're dead. Can you believe this? This would never... Unimaginable what's happened to this country.
We're fine. Hey, I smelled her tits too. They're great. Everything's great. We're fine now. We were fine then. We're fine. Hey, you're the sucker. I bet I can smell her. I bet I can do it first.
Joe, you're an idiot. Please stop.
We agree. Some great tits. Even if they are both presidents, you could tell that the first comic has been doing stand-up for a while, but he still bombed worse than Putin in Ukraine. Tony asked the guy how he felt about it, as if he was trying to spare the guy, but Shane roasted him. Shane was so in character that he actually mimicked Trump's pulled-him-in handshake. They say Trump shakes hands like this to assert dominance. It might be a lot easier just to show folks America's military spending.
How do you feel like that went, Matt?
It was okay, Tony. I think
It was okay, according to you.
It was not. It was... Frankly, you should be embarrassed about it. I would... Not good.
Yeah, this is the first thing we agree on. That was dumb.
It pulled him in. It pulled him in with the handshake.
Shane was fired from Saturday Night Live just days after getting the gig because some guy who speaks spoken word poetry posted an out-of-context clip from Matt and Shane's secret podcast. This is just another reason why slam poets should be lined up against a wall and shot. Never mind trying to rhyme. I've got a little dog called Trixie. She shits all over my lawn. She laughs before I pick it up and jumps around until dawn. The next comedian starts his set off with a similarly toned joke. There's no way Shane would have touched it, but Trump loved it.
Japanese call the Chinese as a racial slur. Being short Chinese.
This may have been Shane's most significant moment as a comic so far. I don't think I've ever seen Tony laugh as hard or as much as he did during this episode. Also, Shane and Adam Ray have a goldmine on their hands with this stuff. They should be touring together, as these guys. They're certainly going to live longer than both of them.
Been married twice?
3.
3 times you've got married.
Honestly, that's not that bad.
Yeah, coming from a guy who likes to watch women change.
Wait, what? Who doesn't want to watch women
I
change?
saw it on the internet, sorry.
I love to watch them change. Who doesn't? Your wife changed into the afterlife.
Hey, you want a knuckle sandwich? Give me a punch sound effect, Red Band. Perfect.
This is where Shane starts to get carried away and starts to say some things that would most definitely get him cancelled if he wasn't in character as Trump. Adam Ray has a hard time keeping it together because he knows how close Shane is to the line, but when you're Donald Trump, there are no lines. Apart from the one he's drawn across the Mexican border.
Your first marriage.
17.
And how long? Wow, Jesus.
That's a great age.
For getting your high school diploma. You can do it if you want to do it.
Or for showering with your dad the way his daughter did. Look it up. You're going to be very, very surprised that this man showered with his daughter. Do you believe this? Till she was 13.
I love my family.
So if you search for what Shane just mentioned, then you will find that there is some truth to it, but it's definitely not something you want to bring up in public. He realizes what he said is pretty wild, so he tries to cover his bases.
Joe, you've never visited the Midwest. Everyone knows it. Illinois loves Donald Trump.
That is.
I wish I had a joke there, but I'm getting into character too much.
Oh, that's great.
After he said that, I was afraid he was going to hold back, but then he says something that nobody in their right mind would say, but he can get away with it because, again, it's not him. It's Trump. We might be laboring the point here, but we're also trying to not get cancelled either. If you do have any complaints, wait until you hear the joke we have about Princess Diana that we'll tell you at the end of the show.
Explain to us.
You and a buddy close your eyes and you pucker your lips like you're gonna kiss and you both walk towards each other until one of you chickens out and moves away.
That's very funny. Joe Biden did that with Big Mike. They played gay chicken every day. She'd say, Joe, this is a chocolate cone. He would go, whoa. This is it. You've got it. Are you a white snake? A black snake? Michelle Obama has a giant black.
Hey. So what?
So you can see it in Shane's face. He's like, what the hell did I just say? Which is pretty much what Biden says right after he's delivered a speech, but that's more of a dementia thing. After that, Hans Kim did his set. Shane did a good job staying in form for most of the show, but some of the funniest moments were when he broke character.
Your first gun in AR-15?
It's my second. I have a Shadow Systems MR920L.
Jesus Christ.
When they say it like that, you know they mean business, and if you're at the Pittsburgh... Shut up. I had a few Bud Lights. I'm going to turn into Sleepy Joe in a minute. We're both going to be doing a Joe Biden impression.
I'd like to see you turn into me. Hit me, Red Band. God damn it, Red Band.
Red Band, you are an idiot. You are.
Later in the interview, Red Band starts to tell a story about how he sold Hans his car, and Hans has since racked up several parking tickets while the license plate is still in Red Band's name.
Yeah, I'm Korean.
All right.
South Korean. Thank you for...
Gross. Ew.
I've had like 3 parking tickets since you got my car with my license plates on it.
I'm not going to pay it back.
Classic Korean.
I could wait 2 weeks to transfer the title. I'm like, don't get any tickets. And literally he's had like 3 or 4 in 2 weeks.
What a story. What a dumb, boring story. You brought us here. You're going to talk about parking tickets. Of course he's getting parking tickets. He is very Asian.
Throughout the podcast, Trump manages to slur women, black people, and Asians, and even manages to slur gay people by dropping the F-bomb. And no, we don't mean that one. If you're a fan of Matt and Shane's podcast, you'll notice he uses some McCuster knowledge regarding teas.
Watch a lot of Nate.
Yeah.
What type of you like to watch?
What's your favorite category?
Favorite category?
I'm kind of going back to softcore now.
Softcore. What is it about softcore?
I like to see how they're like, they're like putting on YouTube now. They're like trying to get past the censors.
What do you mean by like hand jobs? What is it?
They do like, oh, this is a see-through clothing tryout.
This is
It's
what's
not
happening.
anything
This is
sexual.
what's happening in this country. The men now are going back to softcore. Can you believe softcore? Can you believe this?
Well, it's better. It's better.
You just
4
go
years
back
ago,
around.
we were into tranny. We were doing. The men in
still
this
are.
country were being men. We watched gay. We had gay. We had gay. And now kids are watching softcore. Now we've got an epidemic in this country.
Hey.
Can you believe it? When I was in.
Hey, that's got rights. He can watch whatever he wants. Hand job, soft job, in the car job, in a hot air balloon job. I love training.
What do you love about it, Mr. President? What exactly is it about training you like so much?
I don't know all of it.
Joe, I'll help you out here. It's one of the guys, they both have tits.
That's what it is. There's some for everybody.
Now there's 4 tits.
Later on
in the podcast, a woman is drawn from the audience. Her set wasn't good. We're really resisting laying the blame for that down to gender. But hey, that's certainly what Trump may do. Sometimes when a guest is a fan of the show and their partner is in the crowd, Tony will let them come up and do a set as well. His set wasn't funny either. He more so shocked the crowd with how racist it was, setting things up perfectly for Shane.
Growing up brown, I've unfortunately dealt with a lot of racism. And one of the things that pissed me off about racism was how black people get compared to monkeys all the time. I think it's horrible. I think it's bullshit. I think they're more like dogs. Hear me out. And not in every way. For instance, if you get a bunch of them together, the dogs won't try killing each other. You can't count on a black man for emotional support. But in ways that they're alike, you can't understand them when they're trying to talk. The female ones are bitches. And it really sucks when you have to hit one. It's horrible.
What a great set. What an. Absolutely perfect. How long have you been doing this? It must be 20, 30 years at this point. That
First
was
time.
some of the finest stand-up I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
One of the best Kill Tonys of all time. If Trump and Biden weren't there to bail out the horrible comedians, most of these sets and interviews would have been unbroadcastable. You can see all the work Shane and Ray put into their characters. It also acts as a great reset of Shane's reputation after the SNL debacle. He's literally found a new format to do and say what got him in trouble in the first place. It's genius. They should probably let him run for president. I know most of this video is about Shane, but Ray's impersonation is great too. Shane is just playing Trump, a guy who gets to say whatever he wants, so it's a lot easier.
For a first timer, he took massive risks. I was looking at.
Hopefully he understood the risk and wasn't being totally honest.
This might be the first episode where I literally pass out in the middle of the show. So the blood rushing to my head.
Welcome to my world. I should be in bed right now with a melatonin and a book.
Drew Nickens is one of Kill Tony's most recent regulars to be added to the roster. On his first appearance on Kill Tony, he said he had brain damage from an incident he had while in the military. The stars aligned in the comedy world after his set when Shane said this. We all know that Trump is not afraid to upset the disabled.
Donald Trump facing new criticism for something he did on the campaign trail last night in South Carolina while defending his debunked claim that he saw thousands of Muslims celebrate the collapse of the Twin Towers here in New York. He appeared to mock a reporter with a disability. Take a look.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times. As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms. A Times spokesman says they find it outrageous that Trump would ridicule the man's appearance.
Yup, and you thought Shane was being shocking. We remind you that this is all about context, but no context in the known world can defend what Trump did. However, Shane, on the other hand.
All right.
Tony, how many more retarded guys do you have back there?
Anything can happen.
This crowd is hungry for more retarded guys, and frankly, I don't think we've seen enough retarded guys. How about a retarded racist? Would you like to see that?
This next person could be one. I pulled it out of the bucket. It is the Kill Tony debut, I do believe, of Jacob Barr, everybody. Jacob Barr. Oh, my God. Holy.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you. I'm not
Oh, my God. Okay.
Careful what you wish for.
Okay, hold on. We're going to reset this, Jacob. Going to give you a nice clean slate in a full 60 seconds. We weren't expecting that. Holy.
This was in no doubt one of the best episodes. I didn't initially get the next joke until I rewatched the episode. It's one of the few times Shane breaks character. We'll give you a clue. Some dinosaurs have small arms.
Now, when Dr. Grant stood still, why couldn't you see him? It's a Jurassic Park joke that was so good. You stupid pussies didn't get it.
You see? That's what you're going to get with Trump. Movie references from before 1995.
1997, great year for Jurassic Park.
No one saw the second one, Don.
Ray gave Shane a hard time about the failed Jurassic Park joke. The comment section seemed to love the joke, though.
Of life, like, exactly.
I'm engaged.
Wow.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Clever girl.
Did you say clever girl?
Yeah.
Another great reference from the smash hit film Jurassic Park.
Never seen it.
So that's it for another podcast crazy. Oh, I nearly forgot to tell you our Princess Diana joke. Here goes. So I was out on the golf course with my boss. He's a sore loser and spent the whole day blaming his clubs. I said, you know what? You sound like Princess Diana. He said, how come? Wine, wine, wine. I should have used a different driver. There you have it. It's all about context. No princesses were harmed in the telling of that joke. It's too late. The royal family has already done the dirty work. Please like and subscribe.